Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Tina Marie, and if you are new here and you like fragrance and beauty content, don't forget to subscribe on the button below in Marie the Artist. As well, press that notification bar just in case you want to see more content like this. And today I'm going to be talking about MIEL EXTASE by Navitus Parfums, and this was a collaboration with Dear Makeup Diaries, and I'm going to be posting her link below where you can find her on YouTube and check her out. She is well loved in the fragrance community. She is from Latin America and her content is in Spanish if you guys are interested. Now, she is a gourmand lover and she based her taste on this fragrance. And the reason why I bought this fragrance is that I am a lover of Narcotica's Dolce Diablo, and they have similar notes, yet they're quite different. They're actually not the same. They have a different type of impression when it comes to the notes and everything. And this is my favorite fragrance that I have right now. I did get a sample size. I actually got two. And then I ordered the big fragrance and it's not here yet. So I'm going to be comparing this one and other fragrances that have the same notes, but they're not the same. And let's get into it. All right, I'm going to start off with what I like about the fragrance. The design right here is very beautiful. It's very luxe, and I love how she created this design with the color of the flask. The flask is like this golden amber color, and I feel like it goes perfect with the name MIEL EXTASE. MIEL EXTASE means honey ecstasies, and I love the cap, how it's really hard, it closes perfectly, and I like how it's clear. I like how it presents the juice in a very transparent form, and it just gives that minimalist elegance to it. Now, when it comes to the notes, I am going to spray right here, and this fragrance is not similar to the Dolce Diablo by Narcotica as everybody was trying to claim. It does have the same notes when you read it, but the actual notes when it's developed into a fragrance, they're different because perfumers are not going to use the same amount of the notes of each fragrance, and also they're not going to use the same type of like chocolate note, caramel note, apricot note. It's going to be completely different. So this one, from the beginning, I could smell the honey. I smell the dried fruit, and I do see a little bit of the chocolate note peaking. But on skin, it smells quite different. It smells more honey, like forward fragrance, like it's very prominent. And of course, it goes with the name. However, the other notes starts to die off and become very silent, and all I smell is the honey note in here. Now, if you like a realistic honey fragrance, this is it for you. It's very hyper realistic when it comes to the honey note, and it is very strong. It does have a maybe like arm's length sillage where you could smell it like very far. So go light-handed with this. I feel like with this one, with the notes, I'm gonna read it. There's a lot of notes that I can't really perceive. I feel like it's very well blended, and like I said, the honey note is very prominent. So I'm gonna go ahead and read it. And they have the little card right here, which is really nice. And it says, top notes are apricot, wild honey, and dry fruits blend. The heart notes have saffron, rum, absolute violet wood, and it has ginger. And then the base notes has Brazilian tonka bean, Madagascar vanilla, chocolate, caramel, and toffee. All the notes smell like really, really good. And that's what kind of captivated my attention. And I was like, okay, I want to try this because if I like Dolce Diablo, I must like this one. However, with Dolce Diablo, I'm going to let you guys know the difference. I'm going to spray it right here. Dolce Diablo starts off with a very chocolatey caramel note, and then the apricots start to peek through, and it's very creamy and very smooth. It's not very linear because I do smell like the other notes like here and there peeking through throughout the day. It's very soft and it's very gourmand, and it just feels like you're eating a pastry. And it's very, very, I feel like it's unisex, yet it leans towards the feminine side. Now, with the MIEL EXTASE, This one is just honey. It's like that very like realistic honey, and I can feel the texture of the honey, like, you know, when you put the real honey into your cup of tea and then you get towards the end and you feel like the wax crystals on the bottom. I feel like it has that texture. Now that it's dried down, the Miel Ecstasies, the honey is a prominent scent. You don't smell the chocolate, you don't smell the apricot anymore, and it's just that. Now, honey fragrances is not for everybody. A lot of people don't incline to that type of fragrance, but if you're into that, you should try this one just with a light hand because it is pretty strong. But for me, for my taste, I honestly wouldn't go for this type of fragrance because I was expecting it to be a little bit more on a pastry, sugary side versus something that's hyper realistic in the honey note. And I feel like maybe if they would have taken down a notch of the honey note, maybe like 4 bars down, I would have probably liked it a little bit more because this fragrance does have like a lot of notes that I like. Like I like apricot and I like the dry fruit notes. I do like the vanilla, chocolate, and caramel and the toffee. I mean, I would have liked that to peek through a little bit. Maybe also adding a little bit of a spicy note or a smoky note in this fragrance. That would have been perfect. Like it would have been something that would have been maybe timeless, maybe something that would have been a little bit more wearable or more accepted by many people that like gourmand fragrances. However, I do think it's a beautiful fragrance when it comes to the artistry and making this a realistic honey fragrance. I feel like it was done very well and very crafted in a good way. And I like the flask. I like the presentation of this fragrance. I think they really spent some time to create this to become a very decadent design. Now, if you did get this fragrance and you want to be able to layer it and you feel like maybe the honey note is a little bit too much, I do have right here Lost in a Dream by Navitus Parfums. This one paired with the honey creates a very unique, well-balanced fragrance. It brings out the spicy notes of Miel Extase, and the honey notes are balanced out by that same note, and also the lactonic note in this one makes this more toned down, and it just becomes like very balanced and very beautiful. My husband actually liked this combination. He smelled it, and the Lost in a Dream just becomes more of a feminine fragrance versus something that's unisex. So if you want to try that out, it's a very beautiful combination. Now, comparing Miel Ecstasies and Narcotica Dolce Diablo, I feel from a lot of fragrances that really get close to the Narcotica Dolce Diablo is from the Vivamor Parfums Discovery set. They have a fragrance in here called Sweet Sin that has this almost the same notes as Dolce Diablo except for the chocolatey notes. And I'm going to take it out right here so that you can see it. It's this one. And they do sell the big bottle. And the notes in this one have dry apricot and peach on the top notes. And then the mid notes have rum, absolute, Brazilian tonka bean, and Indian benzoin. And then the base notes have Madagascar vanilla, Indonesian patchouli, and white musk. Now, this one, I am going to spray it on my hand. And I'm going to tell you the difference between the Dolce Diablo and this one. So I'm going to put it right here. Okay, I'm going to let it dry a little bit. And then I'm on the other side of my hand, I'm going to do the Dolce Diablo. So that way I could talk about it. All right, so I'm going to smell this one, which is Sweet Scent from Vivamor. Okay, so this one, it smells like, I don't know if you guys have tasted this type of, it's not a pastry. It's more, I don't know how to explain it. It's called ate, and this is a Latin American candy that you put on your bread and you eat it with toast. And it's like dry fruit, and that's how it smells. I smell that dry fruit of the apricot and peach, but I also get this very deep woody note that's making this fragrance smell very unisex. And what else do I smell in this fragrance? Let's see. I smell the benzoin, that resin note in it that makes it very like deep and mysterious. And I do smell a little bit of the booziness, the rum and the patchouli. It's very, very attractive. It's very beautiful. It's addictive. But this one leans more in the unisex masculine side. And then the Dolce Diablo by Narcotica, that's on my left hand, is a true gourmand. It's sweet, but it's not cloying. It gives you that pastry, delicious vibe. Like I could smell the chocolate. I could smell that lactonic note. I could smell the dry fruits of the peaches and the apricot. I get a little bit of that sweetness of a honey note, but it's not like that realistic honey note where you smell the texture and the animalic note in it. And it sits in the back. Like the honey is not the star of the show. This is more like they're playing the symphony together as one. And it's very creamy. It's just very beautiful done. That's why I really wanted Miel Extase to be kind of like Dolce Diablo, because a lot of people claim that, but it's completely different. Now, comparing it to Miel Extase with these two, this one is the sweetest. This one, you have to go light hand. It can become cloying if you add too much. And it is a honey note that you guys can use if you are a honey lover. And it's not the same as any of these two, that the apricot and all that is very prominent or like very involved in the fragrance. It sits in the back. And the caramel and the chocolate notes are not very prominent. You smell it in the beginning and then it dies off towards the end. Now, Dolce Diablo stays the same throughout the whole fragrance in the sense that you could smell all the notes once in a while here and there throughout the day. You could smell the chocolate, you could smell the apricot, you could smell all those notes. And then the Vivamor Sweet Sin, that one you can smell a lot of the dry apricots and that ambery or that resin note in it that creates that mysterious vibe to it that's very sultry and very deep and sensual. That one is also different. It's like a gourmand, yet kind of like dry and a tad bitter than the other two fragrances. Now, so this is all depending on what your preferences are. If you like a honey note and you like fragrances that have honey and you like them to be very sweet and gourmand, then get Miel Extase. This one retails for $170. And if you like something that's gourmand, like a very delectable dessert that has like chocolate and dry apricots, and you feel that beautiful creamy sensuality in a fragrance that you love, get Narcotica Dolce Diablo. And I feel like this one's very well balanced, and that's why I love it. And then if you are more leaning towards the masculine unisex scents that are more deeper, dry, and not too sweet and not too obvious that it is a gourmand, then I suggest getting Sweet Sin from Vivamor. I feel like this is underrated. I feel like nobody's talking about it, and it's so beautiful. It's amazing. I feel like this is a very date night event fragrance that you can use. So yeah, so thank you so much for everybody following me and supporting me in this channel. Don't forget to subscribe on the button below, as well pressing that notification bar just in case you guys want to see more videos like this. And pretty soon I'm going to be doing more makeup content because a lot of you requested it. So thank you guys for all. God bless. Bye-bye.